JD Vance's political future just landed in major jeopardy as MAGA continues to decay and the nation continues to awaken to Vance's negative integer charisma. Unless, of course, we're talking about furniture salesmen, in which case they love him for some reason. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. And you may notice that the painting of the gay Magneto has returned to his usual home. He's been replaced by this new painting of Franklin Roosevelt and Barack Obama. I'm so sorry for the delay, my apologies. It took me a while to paint the thing. And yes, I did it myself. Also, remember, right now is subscriber drive time for this channel. Help us push back against Donald Trump, JD Vance, and their fellow fascist scum by subscribing to our channel and supporting the cause. We're aiming for 2 million subscribers by the end of the year, so help out if you can. Now, on to our story. JD Vance may have thought he was signing up for America's future when he became Donald Trump's vice president, but so far, that's not going so hot. For one thing, the nation has become aware that most of Vance's political career has been bankrolled by an anti-democracy billionaire named Peter Thiel.
At number one is Peter Thiel, whose net worth is $7.9 billion and who was given $15 million to Vance Groups. Vance once described a talk Thiel gave as, quote, the most significant moment of my time at Yale Law School. He said it helped him realize that he was overly obsessed with obtaining professional credentials, even though it was Thiel himself, a PayPal co-founder and early investor in Facebook, who helped provide Vance with one of the first of many impressive resume lines. Soon after law school, Vance took a job as a principal at Mithril Capital, a VC firm Thiel co-founded.
And if that grosses you out, well, you're not alone. Stay tuned. Vance's ties to Peter Thiel aside, the vice president and racist Care Bear hasn't exactly endeared himself to most Americans either. Just this week, Vance made this bizarre remark before an assembly of American troops at Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Thanksgiving, what we celebrate tomorrow, that is a uniquely American thing. That's why, for example, we have, turkey. Think about turkey. Who really likes, be honest with yourselves, who really likes turkey? You're all full of shit. Everybody who raised your hands. I know. Think about it. And here's how I know that every single one of you who raised your hand is lying to me. How many times do you roast an 18-pound turkey just randomly?
And if you think that turned off a bunch of Americans, well, stick around. You're not wrong. But hang on a second. What's wrong with turkey? People eat it all the time as lunch meat or prepared any other number of ways. No, generally people don't roast a whole bird because that's a lot of turkey meat. Unless, of course, you're doing something like having a yearly party for family and friends to celebrate America, her history, and the gratitude for all niceties we enjoy in a year. And I'd rather eat turkey than, I don't know, ham or meatloaf. If JD doesn't want to eat his turkey, that's fine, but he doesn't need to insult those of us that enjoy it. Tim Walz said it best. The dude is weird. And now it seems like most Americans, even among the cult of MAGA, are waking up to this fact. And JD Vance just got an early lump of coal in his stocking. His slimy and gross, smelly stocking. Newsweek now reports that in the struggle to succeed the failing leadership of Donald Trump, JD Vance has taken a major hit in the polls. As recently as September, Vance was the odds-on favorite to be the Republican 2028 presidential nominee, with him coming out as much as 28 points ahead of his nearest competitor. In October, however, that lead shrank. Big time. By November, Vance was only 10 points ahead of his closest competitor, and get this, the competitor isn't even a politician. It's Donald Trump Jr., the speedy and in no way ever on cocaine son of the sitting president. That's dreadful news for Vance. Political scientist Mark Shanahan explains, quote, the issue for Vance is that he's so closely tied to this administration. For the moment, he has to be in lockstep with the president. If he's not, he simply isn't doing the job he has been elected to fulfill. So, while Trump's polling is languishing, Vance suffers, close quote. And it gets worse for the couch connoisseur. Other major political figures are already showing ankle when it comes to 2028, namely Senator Ted Cruz, who hinted that he wants to run again himself. In 2016, you will recall, he was Donald Trump's closest competition for the nomination. And because both Cruz and Don Jr. have name value, they can start to build a campaign now ahead of the midterms. J.D. Vance, meanwhile, will suffer any blow to the Trump agenda, especially going into the midterms next year. But the bigger issue here might be that despite Vance's inspiring biography, coming from poverty, raised by a drug addict mother, joining the military, and then meeting a gay billionaire to engineer a political career, doesn't really register with most Americans. Neither does Vance's personality or charisma, if indeed he can be described as having any. I submit to you, dear viewers, when a candidate is best known for a South Park parody portraying him as a sniveling dwarf and internet memes about sex with couches, what do you think that portends for a political future? And if J.D. Vance runs on a platform of staying on the couch, how will that affect voter turnout? I ask you that. This is Occupy Democrats.